The Scottish football world is in shock as Brendan Rodgers, the former Celtic manager, has resigned amidst a storm of controversy. But what's the real story behind his sudden departure? The plot thickens. As our live coverage wraps up, we've barely scratched the surface of this intriguing saga. Here's what you need to know. The news story. Our comprehensive article provides all the juicy details of Rodgers' resignation and the subsequent events. It's a must-read for any football enthusiast. Link: https://www.bbc.co.uk/sport/articles/CZXGSDP9Z50. Celtic Central. Keep yourself updated with the latest happenings at Celtic Park on our dedicated Celtic page. Link: https://www.bbc.co.uk/sport/football/teams/Celtic. Tom's Take. Stay tuned for Tom English's insightful analysis, which is currently being crafted with fervor. We'll bring you his thoughts as soon as they hit the digital press. Podcast alert: the Scottish Football Podcast will be your go-to source for even more reactions and discussions on this breaking news. It's dropping early Tuesday morning, so set your alarms, folks. The return of a legend. Amy Canavan, BBC Sport Scotland, poses a thought-provoking question: what will Brendan Rodgers' response be to all this drama? Will he stay silent or fire back? Popcorn, anyone? A tale of two narratives. Iona raises a valid point: who's telling the truth? The Celtic board or Brendan Rodgers? It's a classic he said, she said scenario, and Desmond's statement paints a very different picture. But here's where it gets controversial: is it a case of a board trying to save face or a manager's self-preservation? The Messiah returns. Martin O'Neill, the legendary Celtic manager, is back in the spotlight. In a twist of fate, he was discussing the Scottish Premiership title race on TalkSport just hours before Rodgers' resignation. O'Neill believes Hearts have a real shot at the title, especially with Celtic's recent struggles. He highlights their determination and Celtic's physical weaknesses, suggesting a potential shift in power. The Desmond Declaration. Dermot Desmond, Celtic's major shareholder, didn't hold back in his statement. He accused Rodgers of divisive and misleading behavior, claiming it was his desire for self-preservation that led to recent failures. But is this a fair assessment, or is there more to the story? The legacy of Martin O'Neill. Let's not forget the man who's stepping into the breach. Martin O'Neill is a Celtic legend, having led the club to numerous titles during his tenure. His record speaks for itself, and fans adore him. But can he replicate past glories in today's football landscape? The timeline of events. 21:44 Greenwich Mean Time. Celtic announces Rodgers' resignation and O'Neill's temporary appointment. 21:59 Greenwich Mean Time. Dermot Desmond's statement criticises Rodgers' conduct, calling it divisive and self-serving. The news comes just a day after Celtic's 3-1 loss to Heart of Midlothian, leaving them 8 points behind in the title race. Fan reactions. Hearts and Rangers fans, what's your take? Are Hearts fans worried that a new Celtic manager might turn things around? And can Rangers capitalise on Celtic's chaos in the short term? Celtic fans, are you relieved to see Rodgers go? Let your thumbs do the talking. Fan comments. Dave believes Rodgers' departure is a cowardly move, suggesting he's avoiding the challenge of turning Celtic's fortunes around. He's skeptical about O'Neill's ability to fix the club's deep-rooted issues. Paul sees Desmond's words as a harsh character assassination of Rodgers, who brought repeated success to the club. He thinks it's a deflection tactic by the board. The stat that stings. In 137 years of the Rangers-Celtic rivalry, neither club has ever seen their managers leave mid-season in the same campaign. This season, it happened in the same month. Ouch. The Celtic conundrum. Celtic's recent form has been concerning, with points dropped in almost half of their matches. Rangers, once in crisis, are now just 5 points behind. Was Rodgers' departure inevitable, or was it accelerated by Celtic's struggles? Rodgers' reversal. Just 6 weeks ago, Brendan Rodgers expressed his willingness to extend his contract, despite a poor transfer window. He emphasized his commitment to the club and its supporters, stating that he'd stay to help the team get back on track. But now, he's gone. What changed? The summer saga. It all began in the summer. Rodgers was vocal about the lack of support during the transfer window, and his frustration was evident. The team's poor performance in the Champions League playoffs and a shaky start to the domestic season only added fuel to the fire. Recent defeats and Rodgers' public comments about resources have left fans wondering, was this a long time coming? The social storm. Social media is abuzz with reactions and speculations. Fans are sharing their thoughts, and the story is gaining traction. But what's the truth behind the rumors? The Rodgers redemption. Brendan Rodgers' first stint at Celtic was a success, but his departure for Leicester City left a sour taste. His return in June 2023 was a chance to win back the fans, and he did just that with 2 more league titles. Now, with his sudden exit, Celtic fans are left wondering, was it all worth it? The discussion continues. There's so much to unpack in this story, and we've only scratched the surface. What do you think about Rodgers' resignation and the events that led to it? Was it a necessary move, or a hasty decision? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going.